「 Hello, and welcome, duelists from around the world, to the sunshiny Los Angeles, California, where we are in the Konami studio, once again united by intrigue, as there is another Shadow Duelist on the loose. I'm once again your host, Steve Kangas, and I'm joined by the legend, Billy Brake.
Thank you, Kangas. I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe we're back for a second Shadow Duelist. You know, we had celebrating 1,000 days of Master Duel and our second Shadow Duelist to be unmasked. I really can't believe we're here again. Excited doesn't even begin to describe what I feel inside right now.
I can't believe we're locked in again for another Shadow Duelist yet again. Duelist behind a mask hiding. And let's catch everybody up to speed on what's been happening so far this weekend. Over 400 duelists signed up for the honor to unmask this one.
Yeah, over 400 duelists. They had to play through 9 rounds of Swiss on a Saturday. Then we cut to the top 32 players who came back on Sunday to play in the single elimination portion of the tournament, all the way down to the finals. It's just been an incredible tournament to get this far, to find out who's going to face off against our Shadow Duelist. Speaking
of, let's meet Axle, because we had a few videos that we released ahead of the event.
It's time to face the music. I've watched duelists like you from afar. Now I'm getting in on the action. I'm trying to master the duel, just like I mastered the guitar. So grab your deck and get ready to duel.
Well, there they were, the celebrity behind the mask, rather in the mask, Axle. Our first look at Axle. What are some things that you can note right off the bat, Billy?
Well, I mean, clearly a rock star. So someone super important, super cool, you know, really awesome to see. I don't know who it could be. I mean, I know we've had clues leading up to this, but just from that tidbit, I mean, I'm just so hyped to find out who's behind that mask, who's playing the guitar, who's going to rock us on the Master Duel stage.
Most impressive thing, shredding with leather gloves on. Very impressive feat. Not many can pull that off. But let's maybe get a chance to chat with the duelist that actually was behind the mask and is going to be joining us on the broadcast today, because I believe we have Axle on standby. We'll be able to meet them very shortly. I think other things to note there, obviously a rock star. I'm wondering if they're going to bring that type of persona here to the broadcast today.
Yeah, you know, I hope they do. I kind of like to see what they're all about, you know, because you really get to experience the personality behind when the mask is on. We don't know who it is. We're always guessing. I hope to see who's actually behind that mask.
Yeah, and we have some clues, actually, that we can take a look at as well that were revealed ahead of the event today. So let's take a look at the first clue in front of us, because this will give us some more insight into who Axle is. Before they started shredding on bass guitar, Axle first tried their hand at trombone. So a multi-talented musician.
Okay, I like it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people with the music ear can play a lot of different instruments.
Yeah, let's take a look at the next clue then. Axle isn't Axle's first stage name.
This one's interesting. This one's really interesting. So he definitely goes by a different name somewhere else.
They've gone by a different moniker. We'll keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the next clue revealed to the public. You might say Axle's childhood was just peachy.
Peachy.
I don't know about that one.
I also had a peachy childhood. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! With my twin brother growing up.
That's a great childhood right there.
Can't complain.
All right, well, we'll see if Axle's childhood lives up to that. Let's take a look at the final clue here that was revealed that we'll show on stream ahead of the event. Axle has also been part of a trio, but they also gained acclaim for their solo endeavors. So, partnering with multiple musicians?
A band. That kind of makes sense.
A trio?
A trio. Yeah, I can see that. You know, we also have a trio of people who play the Master Duel World Championship. So, trio.
Each with their own solo careers as well.
Whoa.
Good to note. Okay. Maybe the celebrity's just a duelist, do we think?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. All right, well, those were the clues that were revealed ahead of the event today. Let us know in the comments or wherever you're watching who you think the duelist is. That's part of the fun of these events. Again, a duelist behind a mask. I don't know if I'm sold yet, Billy, but clearly the community likes to guess.
Yeah, you know, I like it. I like the mask. I like the mystery. I think it brings a lot of the community together. They all get to kind of pitch in their ideas, who they think could be behind that mask. And, you know, I like the camaraderie. You know, together we're stronger. Divided we're not as strong.
United we stand, some might say, right there. All right, well, with that in mind, I believe it is time for us to actually meet Axle. Now, the celebrity behind the mask will be revealed at the end of the day, but they will be joining us on broadcast. I have been told that Axle will be piped in and commentating the finals with us because we will get to watch the finals to see who challenges Axle for that opportunity to reveal their mask, which we know from Season 1 was a big chance. That was a big deal.
Oh, yeah, it was huge. It was one of the most surprising moments of my life. We got that first reveal. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should go back and watch that after you're done watching this episode of the Shadow Duelist.
Absolutely. So once we get Axle in here, they'll be joining us on the broadcast. But until then, other things to celebrate, like you had said, 1,000 days for Master Duel. That's part of what's going on here. That's a huge milestone for the game to hit, and it's incredible that we get celebrities to come in and help us celebrate some of these milestones.
Definitely. Just for logging in, you're going to receive gems. Some days you're going to get a pack. You just got to log in multiple days in a row. You also have a lot of cool stuff with the Evil Twins, the brand new pack to get those alternate arts, the variant artworks on the Evil Twins as well. A cool bundle. You don't want to miss out on that. Once it's gone, it's gone. The
mat is incredible. The game ad, the field, the music that goes along with it. Yeah, it's so cool.
It's definitely something you want to check out. I mean, I just can't believe we've already, you know, gone to 1,000 days of Master Duel. You know, I remember celebrating the first year, the second year anniversary. The third one also just coming up shortly. It's been incredible. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's the best. I mean, there's one thing, there's one truth, and that's I love you. Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh!
I thought we were having a moment right there, Billy. Oh, you took me by surprise.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I've loved it for beyond 1,000 days, and now I'm so excited that we are here at the Shadow Duelist.
Well, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Too, everybody. I think we all love it.
I felt that. I felt that one.
Yeah, there was a moment there. There was a spark. Also, a fun event coming up here shortly that everyone at home celebrating Master Duel, playing along in Master Duel, can partake in the next coming weeks, right? The No Extra Deck event.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. No Extra Deck. I know in the past I've played with No Extra Deck by choice. It wasn't for an event. You know, I made top 8 at a YCS in Toronto. No big deal. No big deal. I'd only use the deck for a day. But now, yeah, No Extra Deck. That Monarch deck probably won't be as useful when no one's using an Extra Deck when the main point is that domain. But yeah, a fun event. Is there a deck in particular you were thinking about playing for that?
Okay, this is my read. Now, you can agree with me or disagree with me, everybody at home. I honestly think that the Snake Eyes deck can do well enough without their extra deck. You're just hitting them with a bunch of beaters. You still flood the field. Flambridge can do a lot of work on its own. I'm going to be cooking a little bit there.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing is when there's an event where you can use cool decks. You stick with that meta pick. And
you know the Forbidden Limited list probably won't touch the Snake Eyes main deck card.
True. It might not. It might not.
I hope not. I hope not. So I think that we'll have a good chance there. But again, while we're waiting for Axle to get ready and join us on the broadcast today, I'm going to flip it back to you, Billy. What deck do you think would be good to play for the No Extra Deck event?
Oh, man, you're going to want to look through all the cards. Yeah, like I said, we haven't seen the specific Forbidden Unlimited list, but something that involves the Horus cards potentially would be something I'm looking for. M-SETI to get that King Sarcophagus access. Definitely a lot of options out there to try with No Extra Deck. It definitely changes the things up quite a bit.
Yeah, if you haven't crafted them yet, make sure to do it now. But speaking of, let's get Axle on the broadcast with us because we have the Celebrity Masked Duelist on standby and ready to go. So this is going to be our first chance to actually interact and meet Axle, and they're not there.
Where are you at, though?
Did they know? No?
Yeah, great show. Woo!
Okay.
Next time. Where's my chair? Where's my... Hey! I can't get you.
He's got a mic pack on.
He doesn't have a chair.
Yeah, Axle, can you hear us? Are you there? It sounds like you just finished a concert.
It was crazy out there. They're throwing all sorts of stuff. There's drinks everywhere. Obviously sodas, waters, fruit juice. You know what I mean? But it's just a good time. You got good energy. Boys, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
I'm doing better now that you're here.
You were given the call time, right? You knew when you were supposed to be here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was my worldwide tour not important? Am I here? Am Am I ready to play? Is this masked duelist about to put the cards on somebody and make them scoop them up? Huh?
Well, look, I'm just saying, tardiness aside, I'm at least happy that you're gracing us with your presence. Oh, Axle. Let's catch you up to speed on what's been going on, because clearly your attention might have been somewhere else. Billy, give me the recap again for Axle with over 400 players. Were you aware that, Axle, 400 players signed up to compete against you?
400. You know what? I've got Wi-Fi on my private jets, and I've been following this thing like a hawk in the sky, watching its prey.
That's awesome to hear that you've been keeping tabs on what your competition might be. Like you said, we had over 400 duelists. They had to go through those 9 rounds of Swiss before we cut to a top 32, and then all the way down to the finals, which we're going to get to watch again here with you, Axle. And you're actually going to get to see how that last match played out before you face off against the winner.
And also, Axle, I want you to be aware, because Billy, you were highlighting this before, that you might be a rock star on your stage, but there was a rock star in Yu-Gi-Oh! That was participating in this event.
That's right. I know. I was watching the streams as well, and I believe Raymond Dye, who was someone who won our world championship. Oh,
do you even know who that is?
Ray is here?
He was here.
I gotta tell you, I don't mean to break up the broadcast too much, but when Ray made it to the finals and lost, I wept for days.
A lot of
so to see Ray fight all the way back to those same finals and then win, that's a rock star. I didn't think I knew that, Steven. Did you?
I honestly didn't. I have nothing to say on that one. I think Axel might have done his research.
I also wept when he won that world championship in Seattle just a few months ago. It's so awesome that you've been watching Team 7 following along. But yeah, out of these 400 players, these aren't just random duelists. You've got to be weary of this, Axel. These are some of the best master duelists in the game.
Yeah. Are you feeling nervous, Axel, knowing that you're going to have to play one of these duelists?
The only thing I'm nervous about is how bad they're going to feel after I beat them. They've fought through so much, and they think, oh, here comes this random masked duelist. I'll just run through them. No, I'm going to fight through them like tissue paper. Quick, easy.
All right.
Painless.
Well, clearly confident on Axel's side.
Hey, confidence is key.
Yes, Sequel and Seattle Ray aside, unfortunately did not make it to the finals, but let's get a chance to meet the duelists that will be in the finals, or at least take a look at them, because our semifinals concluded, meaning that we now get to watch our finals matchup, and I believe that we have a bracket to show you just that. And Axel, these are names that should make you sweat. Jay Zhang and UWS Kaito are the duelists that will compete for a chance to unmask you.
Okay, well, let's see what they got. I know they're really good, but, you get a chance to beat the best. It's a great day for you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Billy, any insight? I know that you watched some of the gameplay. What do you think Axel's chances are from an honest broadcaster's perspective? Try and leave your bias behind.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, these duelists came to play, but, I love the confidence coming up from Axel. I think he prepared for this tournament. He's trained. I would love to see Axel win, but, my heart might fall with, my fellow duelists that are here trying to win that mask.
All right. Well, Axel, we are giving you a bit of a handicap here because as you are the Celebrity Mask Duelist, you'll get to watch the finals alongside us and scout your competition. See some of the strategies that they are bringing into play. So with that in mind, I believe that we are ready for duel number 1 in our best of 3 grand finals. Reminder, the winner gets an opportunity to unmask Axel and get behind the celebrity. Let us all know who's actually been tormenting us this whole time and also showing up a little late to broadcast.
Just a little late.
Just a little late.
That's fine. It's comfortably late. Fashionably late.
Fashionably late. How many encores was it that you said?
I didn't say, but good thing you asked, because it was actually 4.
4
The
encores?
last show I did, it was 3. Tonight it was 4. And I told him, I gotta fight. I got a duel. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. But they want what they want.
I can't tell you how many times I've been in a crowd of people and I've been like, sorry, I got a duel. It's time to go. It's time to duel. I understand where you're coming from.
Oh.
But we're happy that you made it here despite your busy schedule.
I believe Billy. I don't know if I believe Axel. 4 is a high number of encores right there.
Like I said, it's a world tour.
Okay. All right. And where about in the world are you right now? Well, that's cheating. That's too many questions. We already have the clues for everybody to know. But we're also in to duel number 1.
All right, looks like one of our players is playing the Melodious strategy, starting off with Ostinato. That is a great spell that's going to let him fusion summon for Baka right away. Now he's going to try and special summon a Melodious monster from the deck, but the other player has an Effect Veiler, going to cut that off right away.
Very powerful already. What do you think about the opening moves here, Axel?
They knew that what was coming, so they had to shut it down, or it was going to be a bad day for them.
That is exactly what happened. We see the Baka being destroyed in the end phase, bringing out a couple of Melodious monsters with defense, but just that one face-down spell or trap card. Things are not looking great here for Kaito, but we'll see if Zhang has any sort of starter here. Oh, Kangas, I know this is a deck you are quite fond of.
The UBEL deck. I think a lot of us are quite fond of this one after the WCS and it being prevalent in every single game present, whether it's Dueling, Smash Duel, or the TCG. It's a very powerful archetype and one of the ones that I love to play as well. And there's not a lot on the field right now from Kaito, so Jay Zhang actually has a window to make a lot work.
Yep, starting with that Nightmare Pain. What do you know about pain, Axel? Is that what you're going to inflict on your opponent?
A lot of it, but my music's so good it usually makes pain leave the body.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, well, it looks like we're going for a UBEL summon right off the bat here, and we have the Gruesome Gravescormer in hand, so this will allow it to special summon itself, destroying the UBEL, and then UBEL can special summon the Terror Incarnate. What do you know about Terror, Axel?
Terror, I'll be honest, I might be starting to feel a little bit with the way that they're playing.
You should be.
I can hear a little bit of that terror in your voice, yeah.
You heard it quiver,
Now we see the UBEL Terror Incarnate coming onto the field. The big thing about UBEL, getting those 2 Fiend monsters on the field as fast as possible. Also wanting to set up the graveyard so they can summon a Phantom of UBEL potentially. Also, just looking for that link to the Unchained Soul Yama.
Typically, that's where this will end up going. Let's see if that's what Jay Zhang has in store for us. The arrows line up, and there it is. Unchained Soul Lord Yama. This will allow us to search for, presumably, the Sharvara, which now has been added to Jay Zhang's hands. This is a pretty standard intro combo. I do, when I play the deck, like to get the Phantom of UBEL a little earlier just to protect yourself from things like the Effect Veiler if Kaito's running that in the deck, but
does look like that is what Zhang's trying to do, is immediately get to that Family Bell as fast as possible. It would have been nice if he was able to get it out there before the Yama touchdown on the field, but now we're going to see that Gruesome Gravescorner banished from the graveyard to special summon back a monster from the graveyard. And here comes back the Spirit of UBEL. Its on-field effect hasn't been used yet.
True.
I don't think it was, at least.
Yeah, we were too busy chirping Axel to pay attention to the first couple of moves there. Axel, you keeping up with what's going on here, or are you distracted by your fans cheering in the background?
Oh, no. They're good out there.
Okay.
The way I'm locked in on this game right now, honestly, I was a little scared earlier, but now seeing some plays, I'm thinking we got openings for days here, boys.
Oh, yeah?
Like it. I like it.
Okay.
Got to find those weak points, those choke points that you can stop the strategies.
I'm just saying, I don't think Musician King is going to be enough to crack this field here, Axel, so you might want to watch your words. But
I mean,
Jay Zhang is still
get a little max C going. You want a special summon? I'm drawing cards all day. Then I'm throwing things in your out of your graveyard into the rest of your deal. See?
Yes, you already know.
I got things going.
Step 1.
I'm banishing them.
Some tells me that Axel's put some prep work into this show.
You at least know about the best card in the deck.
Yeah.
One of the best cards.
See?
Either that or...
To banish, I like to banish. I'll say that. There's a little tip for you.
Maybe a hint at what you might be using. Interesting.
Be careful. You don't want the duelists ahead of your match to hear you say stuff like that.
All right, looks like going to the battle phase here. It's going to attack into the defense mode monster. Is going to inflict some damage to Kaito since the damage is reflected thanks to Nightmare Pain.
Interesting time to stop here for Jay Zhang. Maybe worried about more interaction in the hand. There are lines where you could, if you're running things like the access code talker, you can try and keep climbing, clear the field, and actually go for a 8,000 point push, but taking it very slow on Jay Zhang's side, playing a more defensive style.
Slow and steady, that's smart.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that you're a big fan of the slow aspect of that one.
Well, anything worth doing is worth taking your time on. Not all of us want to be in and out and done.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that logic.
Very true, very true. Soul of Rage coming down. Yeah, it looks like he is just setting up a board to try and deal with the cards that Kaito might have in his hand for the follow-up.
Yep.
Second copy of Phantom View Bell coming down. It is not once returned to summon by shuffling those materials back from the graveyard into the deck.
Now, notable, you only have 2 at this point in Math Duel, so let's see what they end up with. And it's just going to be the Sprite Elf, and here we go.
Speaking about Master Duel, Sprite Elf, forbidden in the TCG. Definitely not in Master Duel.
Yeah.
Very good card. It's going to be protecting the monsters that it's pointing to from being targeted by any card effects.
And also, it gives you a lot of different options for bringing back that Unchained Soul of Rage. You can either use the Yama in the graveyard, or you can still use the Elf to bring it back on your opponent's turn. You have a lot of different ways to get interaction with your opponent. So Kaito's going to have to play through a very scary field.
It's going to be tough. All right, going to activate another copy of Ostinato. This is going to let him try and special summon a fusion monster from his extra deck. So unlike Polymerization, where you have to use the materials from your hand, Ostinato lets you use the materials for that fusion monster from your deck, which we saw in turn number 1.
Which, notably, we've already used 2. So depending on how many Melodious cards we're playing here for Kaito, this might be the last 2. Sometimes the cards you choose to build a deck around is just going to be the 4 main decks, and one's already in hand. So yeah, I think that we're seeing Kaito has a relatively slim Melodious package that they're running here.
It's looking dangerous for him.
Actually, you should be a fan of the Melodious cards as a musical performer yourself, correct?
To a certain extent, but we have to understand that sometimes you can't just go with what you already know. You got to branch out and be a little different sometimes.
I like that. I like that. Innovate.
If you're not doing that, you're not an artist. You're just recreating the same thing over and over. You're not taking any chances.
You hear that?
Can't just run the same
You
thing
hear that,
all
duels
day.
out there? Innovate. Don't just copy other people's decks. You got to bring your own spice to it. Bring your own. Discover something new. Try new strategies out.
Well, Axel successfully bewitched Billy Break here on the broadcast. I'll get us back on the topic here. Infinite Permanence has been flipped. This is a very important part in a juncture of the combo that Kaito's trying to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, Infinite Permanence is going to negate the Baka, just like we saw with the Effect Veiler from the previous turn. So unless Kaito drew a game-changing card, things could be looking pretty rough for him. The Soul of Rage.
Not a betting man.
The Soul of Rage will let him link away with the Baka if he so chooses, but it looks like he's just going to send... Okay, I was like, why is it going to the graveyard? It's for the cost to special summon Diabell Star, the Black Witch.
So that gives us insight into Kaito's deck. We see the Melodious cards, and now Diabell Star makes me think that it's going to be Melodious plus Snake Eyes as the strategy. And there it is, Axel. The Prophet. You said Max C, and it appears.
What did I say? What did I say?
You
Go
knew
ahead,
that
special
match.
summon all you want. Fill his hand back up.
Well, we
That
are
is
playing
exactly-
Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
That is exactly what is going to happen right here. Going to set Snake Eye original Sinful Spoils of the Snake Eyes. The Baka summons back a Melodious monster.
Can add a Melodious monster from the deck to the hand. So it looks like, I mean, we have a target since it's going off. And that one will be blanked by Phantom of Yubel, who has the effect to tribute itself and change the opponent's monster effect. Doesn't negate it. It changes the effect to destroy your own Yubel monster either on the field deck. Typically from the deck, you're going to hit that spirit to summon back a Yubel. So we're just further interrupting Kaito's combo here. And Kaito still has cards to play with. So let's see if they want to play more into that Max C or pass with a relatively weaker field.
What's
So
the gamble?
Destroys the Spirit of Yubel from the hand, so he's going to be able to special summon out of Yubel. Now, if he's going to prompt him to use the Soul of Rage to go into something like SP Little Knight, looks like
There
he
it is.
he wants to clear up those monsters. So Soul of Rage will let him use one of his opponent's monsters as a link material, summon a dark link monster from the extra deck.
And Sprite Alpha is pointing in the correct direction, so be able to get that SP in that main monster zone. And do you think you go for one of the monsters, or would you go for one of the face-down spell or trap cards? Because I think there's an argument for either one.
It's true, yeah. You could go for either one. The original Sinful Spoils,
Yep, there we
can
go.
also be used even if you get rid of the monster. You'll still have the Pendulum monster he could potentially send. So getting rid of the original Civil Spoils seems to be the right choice here.
I like that. Axel, how would you rate the gameplay so far out of 10? You got a chance to watch duel number 1 here as we're maybe nearing the end of it, depending on what else Kaido can do.
I'm gonna say that we're at a 6.5 right now.
6.5.
I've seen
my favorite number.
It's a great number. I've seen some unforced errors. Unfortunately, I understand in the finals, your nerves are flying all over the place, and so I get it. But you can tell they're very talented. Can't wait to beat them.
I love it. I love the confidence and a balance with the respect. I like it, Axel. I like it.
No. Don't get too comfortable.
I'm
sure he's going to get called back for a 5th encore any moment now. And Jay Zhang also still has that trap, flipping it up right now. Going to take out the other face-down Speller trap. And they're not their own Yama. And there we go. It's looking rough for Kaido.
Yeah.
This game number 1 looks like it might be going to Jay Zhang. He just has to get enough damage on the field to finish this first game of the match.
It might be over, boys.
As our reigning world champion from TCG would say, not for me, Bell, but for you, Bell. As again, Ubel stepping up here yet again, looking like it's going to get a win here in duel number 1. You got that? You got that one, Axel?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good line.
Classic.
Yeah, it's going to go down in history.
You know what? Regardless of what they say about you, maybe you're not so bad.
Well, don't try and butter me up now, Axel. I still got my eye on you.
Regardless of what they say.
Yeah. Wait, what do they say about me, Axel? What have you heard?
Oh, nothing. We got a game. What's the next play?
Yeah. We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So this is Jay Zhang trying to assemble 6,400 points of damage on their field right now because there's only the one songstress in the field right now in defense position. So if we can just clear that, we got an easy road to victory, and it should not be difficult for the Ubel deck to assemble that right now. Not the ideal normal summon, but we still have the Gruesome Gravescormer in hand, and we can just link climb continually here until we get to enough damage on the field. Are you sweating yet, Axel?
Filled up real quick. It's starting to get a little bit worse now.
Yeah, I imagine.
2 minutes ago, he had no cards in his hand.
Now things are getting a little crazy for Jay Zhang. He's using all those Link Monsters Link Climb into Unchained Soul of Anguish. This will let him link away the opponent's monster. Link 3+1 is going to be a Link 4.
This is perfect. I'm imagining access code Talker, and there it is. It's going to be a large attack point, and the Royal Rare. Beautiful. And there we have it. Duel 1 in the books. Jay Zhang takes it. Piloting the Ubel deck beautifully. Again, playing a very patient version of Ubel and being rewarded for it.
Looks like Jay Zhang was big pimping.
He definitely was. It looked like he was always in control. I mean, sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! going second is tough, but when you're able to have some of those cards in your hand, like Effect Veiler, you noted Max C is always a key card to have. You can really take the driver's seat even when you go second.
And again, that infinite impermanence flip as well on the follow-up turn with the Maxi on top just completely shut everything down. So Axel, how much are you sweating right now, realizing the caliber of duelists that you're going to have to face? One of these duelists is going to win this best of 3.
Well, first of all, you can't really see what somebody can do until you get to game 2. You don't know what that opening hand was. You never know if you can get out of the starting blocks without certain things in your hand. So I'm not going to really be nervous until I see what this second game is about. And if we get to a third game, that's the one that matters. That's the one I'm watching. That's the one I'm waiting to see.
Well, I hate to say,
I live by, really. You don't really know what you got until you get into game number 2.
And I hate to say I agree, especially when it comes to that duel number 3, because then nerves start to become a factor. And whether it's a reverse sweep or coming back from losing a duel, either way, high pressure situation. And everybody wants the privilege of taking that mask off of Axel and showing to the masses who's been tormenting us this whole time.
Yeah, I wish it could be me. I wish I could have played in this tournament and uncovered this mask. But, you know, we got to let the other people take a chance. You know, it wouldn't be fun if I was the one winning all the tournaments, you know, week after week. And
all right, try not to fanboy too much here, Billy.
We call him Big Billy Break out here on the road.
Okay.
He's heard the stories. He's heard the legend.
We don't need to glaze him too much.
The endless nights and people I've met in bars. They say, hey, you're going to see Big Billy Break. Tell him I said hello. Tell him I said I love the family. Hope everybody's doing okay. It's all about Big Billy out here on the streets.
Yeah. Billy, let me guess, Axle's your favorite musician, isn't he?
No, number one, top tier. Yeah, there's no one like Axle.
Yeah, something told me. All right, well, we are ready for duel number 2. Axle, you said how pivotal this duel is in learning about an opponent, because this is your opportunity to scout ahead of time. Let's get into duel number 2, because this is going to give you more information and insight into whoever you might face in your mask revealing match.
It's really when you think about the 3-match setup. Once you get to the 3rd match, you're not just dueling with cards anymore. You're kind of dueling with yourself because of that pressure, because of the things going through your mind that you think are going to come from your opponent that you have to now counter and be privy to. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is. It is so much. Yeah. The greatest
Are
duel
you
is the duel
this?
within your. The greatest duel is the duel within yourself. It is truer words have never been spoken.
I can't tell if that's wisdom or cope, but either way, it's what we're going to roll with right now. And look at this, Jay Zhang gets to go first. Playing Tenpai Dragons, typically this is a strategy that you'd rather go second with, right, Billy?
Yeah, usually, because the deck is really good at just getting to the battle phase with one monster, then special summoning a bunch of dragons during the battle phase, and synchro summoning a lot. They special summon them back from the graveyard. Going first, typically not known for putting up much of a board. You can make Hermetic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, usually, is the best board you can make. So we're going to see how it pays off. So Jay Zhang is now the one on the bottom. So that means Kaito, since he lost game number 1, got to choose who was going first in this game and chose for his opponent to go first. So that might kind of hint that he might be the one.
Actually, you might be onto something. We're learning about the duelist, because if you're choosing for your opponent to go first, that might mean Kaito is on Tenpai Dragons.
We could have a mirror match in the books.
All right, everybody, strap in. A game 2 potential mirror match. We'll see what Kaito plays once it gets back to them, but we know that Jay Zhang traditionally won't be able to assemble that threatening of a field with this deck.
Here it comes. The best thing you can make. Hermetic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. I mean, Seal Pass is a classic. 2 face-down Speller Traps as well.
Not bad.
So right now,
you can tell he's kind of nervous. He's clearly playing on the back foot.
Yeah, it's just the way that they click the buttons. Maybe shaky. Ooh, and yeah, it's looking like it. Lightning Storm, a great way to clear the back row. Or even the spheres if you want to go for it. Let's see what I think they picked Destroy All Spell and Traps on the opponent's field. Which means now Jay Zhang's deciding, do they want to interact with anything? And they do have Sengen Summoning.
Sengen Kaiman. Yeah, Sengen Kaiman is going to be able to add a level 4 lower fire dragon. It only special summons it during the battle phase, but that's going to put him in position to have something if he does, in fact, get another turn.
Yep. That other one is gone. Infinite Impermanence, very strong card. Not available now.
All right, now the Tenpai Dragon Genroku, anytime it's added from your deck to your hand, you can special summon it, and it also has a quick effect to be able to tribute itself off the field to special summon a Tenpai Dragon from the deck. So getting more defenses while trying to, help himself survive. Now, this is the card he doesn't want to see.
Yeah, and this is where things can get really funky in the mirror match between these two decks, is that the battle phase both work. Axle, are you okay? I see a lot of smoke behind you right now. Is that because it's heating up in the duel?
I like to have incense burning at all times. Big incense guy.
Big incense guy.
Deep meditation too, yeah. It's good for your soul.
It's cleansing.
Got to be in the right state of mind to duel at maximum power. Makes sense.
Exactly. The things that we're learning today are very important. I need you guys to keep these lessons.
Oh, I'm taking notes. Most of these are notes, things I've told, I've given advice to duelists throughout the years. Oh, so I'm glad you're now here to share the great insights and wisdom of the dueling world.
You know what it is? I've heard so many big Billyisms that I'm now saying them as if they're my own words when they're really yours. So I thank you for your service.
Now I'm buying in. Now that I know he got all of his information from Billy, it's making more sense. Okay. All right, well, here, let's see what Kaito's determining to do with their field. We have the Sengen Summoning. which will interrupt that Heavenly Seal. It's going to be much harder now for Jay Zhang to really threaten what Kaito's trying to do here.
Yep, forced to use that on the field spell since it does make all of his fire monsters unaffected by card effects during the main phase. So the only thing he's going to be able to return back to the hand is that field spell.
Now,
but Call by the Grave is going to cut that off. This is going to be able to banish the Hermetic Seal from the graveyard and negate its effects.
Yeah, what'd you say you like, Axle? Graveyard or banish it?
Banish it.
There we
Banish
go.
it, and the rest of the turn, don't use any card with that same name, baby.
I didn't tell him that one. I didn't tell him. That's all Axle.
Okay. All right, the celebrity behind the mask is, I hate to admit it, slightly impressing me.
You hate that I'm bringing down the axe, huh?
Just hold the L. All right, well, we got the Sengun summoning back here, and we're going for more. Kaito, now at this point, you have a lot of options you can go for. As long as you're not in the battle phase, your opponent isn't really going to be able to do too much to interact with you. And that's what I was going to say, in the mirror matchup between this deck is that both of them can utilize their monster effects in the battle phase, and that can make things really wacky. It's like jazz almost, where you're having to play with somebody else trying to control the tempo. Do you
like jazz?
Do you like jazz, Axel? Do you like jazz? Do you have any experience with that type of music?
Yeah, I used to play a little Yaz flute back in my day.
Yeah, Yaz flute, which is...
It's a lighter form of jazz. It's more on your balls or your feet, more dancing, more two-step, more tango.
But maybe Billy can ask for a lesson in that. All right, here we go. This is how you get through it. We have not entered the battle phase yet, but we can now attempt to kind of punch through what Jay Zhang's going to have. And there we go. Now Jay Zhang is forced to activate their effect.
Yep, now that the level 10 Synchro is on the field, it has the effect that doesn't let your opponent activate any monster effects during the battle phase. So you got to do it now or you won't get to use it at all, but still impending doom.
Yeah, at this point it doesn't matter because yes, you can get one more body on the field. We're going to try and wall up as much as we can here. It's still going to be very scary for Jay Zhang.
Body ain't going to be big enough.
It is not. It is not. And now we're going to see him add another copy of Stankin' Common, just going through the motions here. The next phase is the battle phase.
You should write a step-by-step tutorial here, Billy. This is good stuff.
Yeah, main phase 1, battle phase.
Yeah, we'll
main phase 2. You didn't see that one coming. You didn't see. Yeah, there's a second one.
Duel Links players in shambles. And here we go. Now the Tempai Dragon combos will continue. Kendra summons out, and we just keep going.
I'm sorry, Axel. Everyone has got me. Every single thing Axel has said has brought pure joy to me.
I can tell. All right, and here we go.
I'm just so happy I could do that for you. You've done so much for me over the years.
Well, there's a lot of lore I wasn't aware of here in this relationship.
Oh, we go way back.
Way back? Okay.
Legends are told, yeah.
I'll have to tell, the next Celebrity Mask guest to be, less biased for Billy. Or maybe ask for a new co-broadcaster, yeah.
It's funny you say that because that's actually the name of the fan club that was created for him. Bias for Billy.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And there you go. We do see the battle phase finally coming down. The attacks going through and evening the match out here. Kaito takes game number 2 in a Tempai Dragon mirror match.
1-1. So that means we will have a third duel. Axel, we're going to get to know a lot about these duelists.
What did I say? Like I said, these first 2 games, they don't matter.
Yeah.
We're just seeing that you can pick the cards up and put them down. In the third match, we see what kind of grit do you have? What kind of soul do you have in there? Are you ready for this or not? We're going to find out now.
Definitely. This is where you get to man up or, show up. Everything is on the line in game number 3.
I'm pretty sure Jesse Cotton said that one, that the first 2 duels you're just picking up and putting down cards.
Oh, yeah. I think that was, Master Duel World Champion Jesse Cotton. But, big shout out to him. He, made the choice to play in the remote duel YCS as opposed to the Shadow Duelist tournament. He came in 33rd there. Probably we just would end up in 33rd as well at the Master Duel tournament. But no, we'll never know. Guess we'll never know.
Can't believe it. But you know what we will learn today is who gets to take off Axle's mask, or at least a chance to challenge Axle for that privilege, because we're ready for duel number 3. So let's hop into it to determine who wins this best of 3.
Third match.
Let's go.
Now, Axle, I know that you're putting on a face of bravado here, but I can tell that underneath that mask, I'm sensing some nerves. I feel like you're maybe realizing the caliber of duelists that you're up against.
Well, that's what I'm checking out now.
Okay.
And we'll see. And now they're clearly moving.
Yep, we are moving, and they moved into different decks this time. It looks like Jay Zhang is putting all his chips on Fluunderies, a deck that focuses on normal summoning a bunch of times, but this Droll and Lockbird from Kaito is going to shut him down right away.
Shuts everything down in the Fluunderies deck. You cannot search for the rest of the turn, and that means that you're just going to set 2 and pass. Now, there are notable, very powerful trap cards that the Fluunderies deck will play that can still try to interact, and this is one of them.
Harpy's Featherstorm, that's right. You just need a Wing Beast on the field. Now for the rest of the turn, Kaito won't be able to activate monster effects. I think chaining
Which one are they going to take?
Yeah, chaining it to that Pot of Prosperity is a little premature because you're giving away information before they get to pick between one of those top 6 cards of their deck.
And they put them back however, whatever order they want.
Indeed.
I didn't get a good look at what they were, but we see that it is a Tenpai Dragon Fadra, so this is presumably Tenpai Dragon again for Kaito.
Yep, we can assume Fadra will not be the choice, but you never know, maybe it could be.
Now, notable that Kaito got to choose going first or second, so Kaito should have chosen then second on this time around. And Jay Zhang now trying to pull off the Fluunderies was interrupted, but that Harpy's Featherstorm can do a lot of work and just surviving another turn. Let's see what Kaito wants to do here.
Yeah, it's cool that you can main deck stuff like that in Fluunderies with cards like Triple Tactics Thrust, because you're able to access that and set it from your deck when you do run into those counters of monster effects like Droll and Lockbird, Effect Veiler. There's plenty that get activated, so you can assume there'd be stuff like Triple Tactics Thrust in that Fluunderies deck as well. Even though it's an older deck, they can still capitalize on the new cards that come out and revitalize the strategy, or it lets you main deck powerful cards like Harpy's Featherstorm. I mean, you're always going to main deck in Master Duel. There are no side decks.
Yeah. And at this point, it's looking like Kaito might just be setting a few back row and then passing the turn back to Jay Zhang. And now Jay Zhang gets to normal summon an additional time.
Yep. See Fluunderies and Stree come down. This Ostrich is going to banish a card from the graveyard and let him normal summon again. You want to banish your own Fluunderies cards because you can summon Fluunderies in Toucan and add them back later on.
Yeah, Axel, this is a Fluunderies strategy notable for its ability to banish its own card, something I know that you very much enjoy. Maybe we'll get insight into that later on in your duels. But
these are birds of prey.
These are birds
of prey. Fluunderies, birds of prey.
True, fair enough. And now we have Apex Avian hitting the field as well. It is a very powerful card that will allow Jay Zhang to stop whatever Kaito's going to try and do, or at least one thing that Kaito's going to try and do on their turn.
It's a big bird.
This game is already so different from the first 2 games. You can tell there's the respect. There's a couple of jabs being thrown, nothing crazy yet.
Okay. They're testing each other out. Not sure what a rock star would know about fighting. Can't imagine you have much experience there.
We've played in bars around the world. You think good things are happening after those shows?
Well, that's a self-indictment right there, I guess, yeah.
Sometimes he has to fight his way out of there. There's no more encores.
Ooh, important Cosmic Cyclone right here, hitting that field spell.
You get it. The leather jacket is to save me from the scratches and scars.
Ah, yes.
Running away.
Your mobs of fans.
They're all outside the door. They're beating the door down trying to get in here. I told them to wait.
Oh.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you letting them know.
Bless you for taking the time.
Of course, of course.
I'm amazed he hasn't gotten up and left at any point here. But we've kept his attention. Gamma from the hand.
That's huge. Being able to negate this Avian and destroy it, because in Fluunderies, Avian, when it negates, returns to the hand, so you can tribute summon it again. Yep. But now that it's destroyed, we won't have to be worrying about that. The Cosmic Cyclone is going to resolve, banishing that all-important Fluunderies field spell. Now just one card in hand.
I believe it's an Eaglin.
A lot of motion.
Eaglin wouldn't be bad as long as Kaito doesn't have something like Infinite Impermanence.
I believe at some point we saw that Eaglin added back to the hand, but Jay Zhang is yet to summon, so we'll see if that actually is or if I imagined that.
This is when the game is played, boys.
Yeah, there it is. Eaglin has hit the field. Now, does Kaito have another form of interruption?
Does he have something? Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, Chain Link 3,
There it is.
Infinite Impermanence. One of the best cards in the game. Infinite Impermanence can shut down any monster effect.
We'll get that Rabina back to hand, but we will not get to search for a larger monster. Typically, Flauanderies will need that 2 Tribute Winged Beast to really put the screws on their opponent, pressure them, but it doesn't seem like we're going to end with that type of field.
What does Kaito have next? We know that Jay Zhang pretty much, I mean, he's thinking about his plays. He can go to battle phase, he can attack the Gamma for whatever reason. You don't want to attack the driver because putting in the graveyard turns on another Gamma to be used later on in the game since it can special summon back from the graveyard. So usually just an end phase, let these 2 cards banish themselves by their own effects.
But then you know that you're against Tenpai Dragon because Kaito showed with that Pot of Prosperity 6 cards.
Yeah. This is that phase where you know you're in bad spot and there's really nothing to do and you're just searching for any answer you possibly can find, even though there are no answers to be found.
Yep. So we're just going to pass with 2 little birds on the field. And Kaito has a lot of choices to make. Now, Sangan, somebody might just be the end of the game right there. Yeah, we know that Jay Zhang has the Rabina in hand, so there's no interaction to be had. It just comes down to Kaito. If they can pull off the Tenpai Dragon combo smoothly, then this should be it.
It's looking like Axle knew that game 1 didn't matter. It didn't matter that Kaito lost that game 1. There was still 2 more games to be played.
And poetically, game 2, Tenpai versus Tenpai, they were just throwing cards on the table. This time around, though, there was a lot of interaction going on.
Okay.
So here we go. Battle phase is going to attack. When a monster declares attack, Chandra can special summon a Tenpai Dragon from the deck, going to summon Fadra. Now Chandra is going to attack over the Eaglin. That's 2 attacks. The big number with Tenpai Dragon is 3 attacks. Once you've had 3 attacks, that's when a lot of your effects can turn on. They have a quick effect to synchro summon. Yep, here comes the synchro.
So they have attacks 3 times. Now they can synchro quick effect during the battle phase to just synchro climb dragons. The new monster that hits the field can attack. So this 2600 will get in, and then we can keep synchro climbing from here as well. Not only that, but this will bring back more monsters. Jay Zhang only has 4,700 life points left, and there's already enough damage out here from Kaito. Yeah, we're going to bring back that Chandra, and we won't even need to synchro into the 10-star monster. This is just going to be it. Kaito in duel number 3 with a calm head wins with Tenpai Dragons.
Good match. It was actually a really good match between these 2 players. Obviously, both deserve to be here, but only one deserves to take on Axle. And that is going to be Kaito.
All right, Kaito.
Axle, how are you feeling about Kaito and Kaito's performance? What did you learn about Kaito in that Duel 3?
I learned that Kaito came to play. I got my work cut out for me. I got to lock in. I got to zero in, if you will, if I want any chance of winning this match.
I have to agree. What did you learn about Kaito, Billy Break? Or sorry, Big Billy Break, I think was the correct terminology. Yeah, respectfully.
Thank you. I learned that, he didn't give up after game number 1. A lot of the times when you lose that first game, you can be quite discouraged because, something went wrong. Luckily, with the Master Duel format, you don't have to stay locked into that first deck you use. Your whole card database is your side deck. So you can switch decks completely, pivot to a different strategy. We saw the Melodious Snake Eye strategy not work out for him very much in that game number 1. And then he relied on Tenpai Dragon for the next 2 games, I believe, to win and take the series. So the grit, the comeback potential, the knowing that, if he's down, he's not out. That's what impressed me the most, I think.
I think well spoken, Billy, right there. And now, Axel, what I'm going to ask you, because you've communicated to us, you've communicated to the audience, games 1 and 2 don't learn a lot about a duelist. It's game 3 that you really learn about them. What do you hope that the audience learns about you in your upcoming match?
Honestly, with the way that you just put it, I hope nothing, because I hope I go 2 straight and we're done.
You know what? I can't fault that logic, actually.
Love to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Any nerves on your end, Axel, before we get into your best of 3 match, or are you just as confident as ever?
I'm extremely confident, obviously, because you have to be, a guy like myself. But in reality, I know that Kaito is clearly one of the best in the world. So, first of all, it's an honor to get the chance to play against Kaito, but it's going to be an even bigger honor when I beat him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great words of wisdom. They're respectful, but confident at the same time. Love it.
Fair enough. Well, Axel's not nervous about losing the mask anytime soon. I think that Kaito might have a different message for you, Axel. But speaking of, I believe we have Kaito now ready on standby to hop into our best of 3 grand finals. The honor is all Kaito's here as they get the opportunity to unmask Axel and show us all the celebrity who brought us here together today, which, Billy, I know that you are at least a fan of, the community coming together for events like this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've known him for years, but at the same time, I don't even know who it is, but...
Well, like I said, I've been essentially training under you for quite some time. Steven, I'll be honest, you're new to me, but very nice to meet you.
Okay, that's fair. It's new to most folks around here. But that is, my position.
He's not letting what he's heard before affect any of his
which apparently is
impressions of
something
you from here on out.
Some nondescript information. Okay. Well, Axel, we know that who had the opportunity to unmask you, but we also want to show some of the clues before getting into that final match. So, clue number 9. Many of Axel's early performances were pay-per-view. Really? For a rock star? I've never heard of that for a rock star before.
You don't pay to go to shows?
No. Well,
pay-per-view?
Well, yes, but not like watching online, right?
Oh, yeah, we don't pay for anything online.
Yeah.
No. I've actually, my band and myself, we worked out many deals with some VR companies to do private concerts for people, and so they're paying per concert, so pay-per-view. But it's a big hit.
Okay. Well, take a look at the next clue here. Clue number 10. It's like Axel's always saying, when you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. And you're only down big if you haven't guessed their identity yet. Do you always say that last part, too?
Always. Since I was a child, actually. It's an old family phrase. Oh, quite some time. It's been passed down from generation to generation. This is actually my great-great-grandfather's mask.
It's some lineage right there.
That is some lineage. Now, yeah, this mask has become a lot more valuable now that I know that it's a family heirloom of Axel's.
Well, I can't believe that somebody's going to get a signed copy of that at the end of the day. Or at least I'm assuming.
It's very incredible. I know you ragged on me about being late, but now when you realize the heirloom that I'm handing to someone I've never even met before, possibly.
Okay.
What do you think about me now?
Well, you're
gracious.
Brownie points. Well, we'll just say brownie points. Right there. Let's take a look at the final clue. Clue number 11. A Raw Rumbler, Axel knows how to put the smack down.
Wait, he knows how to lay the smack down.
How to lay the smack down. All right, we can get that corrected on the typo. Yeah. Anyone who dares enter the squared circle. Squared circle.
Those are two
different shapes. Those are different shapes.
Have you ever attempted to put a circle peg into a square hole?
Does it work?
It depends on the size of the circle and the.
Is it a smaller square?
I guess.
Larger square, smaller circle. So the square can ingest the circle comfortably.
Well, in that case, yes, I have seen that.
Squared circle. And if you dare attempt to put that circle peg into the square hole, then we will have a problem.
Yeah, I would never dare.
You've always been saying this, right, Billy? I've heard Billy say this all the time.
Yeah, don't you dare try and put that square into the circle.
Yeah, don't you dare try and put that square in the circle.
Don't you dare.
All right. Well, Axel, that's all the hints that we have, and we've given everybody in the audience plenty of time to guess who is behind.
Oh, I've actually got one. Can I give a verbal hint?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Go away. At this point, it's your show. I mean, we're just here having fun, right? Axel's just taking over.
So kind of you. Last hint, I'm a great guy.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Well, I'll
Thank
believe
you.
it when I see it. All right, Axel, let's see how good of a guy you are. Because Kaito, with their victory, is the duelist that gets the opportunity to duel you for the mask, but also with their win is the duelist that gets to unmask you. As we will see the celebrity behind the mask right now. Axle, if you would please remove your mask.
Will I take my mask off? Let's see. Well, I'll keep it with the gloves on, a little bit more intrigue.
Okay. I've been waiting for this moment. This is it.
Here we go.
Who is it?
I have no idea.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? Nope, we're going to zip first. Here we go. Yeah, let's do the whole
Process.
thing.
We got a process here.
Yeah.
Who could it be? No way!
What?
No!
WWE superstar Xavier Woods.
Yes!
We have been locked in a room broadcasting a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament from a WWE superstar.
That's just...
Yes! It's me! And my mic is hooked on this thing. I don't care. I'm here now.
Yes.
Give me this.
I had hopes. I had such big hopes. I was like, it couldn't be. It wouldn't
There's
be.
no way.
There's no way. It couldn't
I never
yeah.
believed it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And everything that that's because you weren't of the people. You weren't one of us. You weren't in the trenches training with big Billyism books trying to get this Yu-Gi-Oh life down.
Yeah.
He's been in this for years. The lore about Big Billy's spans the globe. And I can't believe you don't know about this, Steven. It took me to come in here with a mask of family heirloom from millennia ago to tell you about Big Billy's progress throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh community. How could you, Steven?
Well, I gotta
Could you?
say,
How could you?
a little bit of egg on my face. A little bit of egg on my face this time around. Not only a apparently musician touring worldwide with his $1 million jet that has Wi-Fi on it, but also WWE superstar Xavier Woods. Well, I'm happy to have you on the show. Again, I feel like there's a little bit of egg on my face. Didn't mean to show disrespect to such a superstar.
Disrespect taken.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe I can apologize
You
more
don't
officially
want
later.
to be on his bad side.
Yeah, now I'm a little nervous, but I'm happy that we are not physically in the same location right now. But Xavier, I still think that you have reason to be nervous because not only did Kaido get the chance to unmask you, but now Kaido is going to duel you. Are you prepared? How much work have you been putting into this duel?
Of course I'm prepared. I'm not gonna come in here and face a champion just on a whim. No, I'm ready. I'm locked in, and I gotta fix my mic, I think.
All right, well, while Xavier's fixing the mic, we'll get Kaido ready for that finals match. He's a superstar, you know? He's a superstar. He's a rock star. He doesn't know how mics work.
Yeah, I love his hat. Kaido's hat and goggles. Great choice
True.
of wardrobe.
It's a classic look, you know?
It is. Something about it just screams Master Duel to me.
Do we count that as a Slifer red jacket? It's close enough, right?
It's close enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's the exact
I don't know. After
design.
that match, I might put him in Obelisk Blue, just straight to the top of the class.
Honestly, yeah. But you know who else was in Slifer red? Jaden Yuki.
Jaden was in Cypher Red.
He was in Slifer red till the end. Yeah. Proud of him.
So nothing to be embarrassed about.
Not at all, but Xavier Woods didn't guess that would be the celebrity duelist. But again, now preparing for that finals match. Billy, I want, again, your unbiased opinion. I know Xavier can hear us, so try your best to not allow that bias to show through. Who do you have taking this finals? Kaido, who 2-1'd, or Xavier Woods, who has been preparing for this finals match?
Well, you know, going into this, I kind of mentioned maybe I was with the people on this one. He was with the Kaito, with Jay saying whichever one won, because, you know, they'd go through those 9 rounds of Swiss, top 32 single elimination. But after hearing Axle and now, you know, Xavier Woods talk and knowing of the caliber of a person that he is, and knowing that, you know, he's put the time in, he's got the Billyisms down, he's, you know, read the books, heard the stories told.
Yep.
I got all my faith in Xavier Woods to take this one and be our Shadow Duels victor.
Requested no bias. Of course, you had to plug in the Billyism as well right at the end.
I thought you meant bias towards myself? Oh, that's impossible to turn off.
That's bias Billy.
See? That's why the fan club's
All
name.
right.
It's not about their
True,
bias for me.
yeah.
It's my bias for myself. Yeah.
All right. Now, I didn't realize how much lore there was here, but now we're all caught up. Well, Xavier, we're going to let you get into the lobby and get prepared for your finals matchup here against Kaido. So, while that's going on, I mean, this is it. This is a big opportunity because for Season 2 of the Shadow Duelist, we get our duelist actually on stream dueling everybody else. So, Xavier, whenever you're ready,
I'm good to go. I'm gonna
click start.
Right.
Get us in there.
This is going to be awesome.
This is going to be awesome. Now, important to note, Xavier, I'm hearing a note that you were actually given some insight into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you've been preparing for this match as a relative newcomer to the game, but one of our broadcast friends, Pheromone, was helping you out in your learning experience. Is that correct?
Yes, he helped me a ton. He explained everything to me in fighting game terminology.
Ooh.
It made it make tons of sense, but I love card games, but I haven't taken the time to like actually sit down and dig into one in a while. So sitting and playing with him and then obviously playing some of my own, like this is great. This game is great.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Yeah. Big shout out to Pheromone, Steven Darling, another Steven.
Yep.
He's a part of our commentary crew at the YCS and stuff. Really good mentor to have.
And let's see if that instruction is enough to help Xavier Woods get a win here. Looks like Xavier is going first, if I can see correctly. We'll let Xavier think about the play. Planet Pathfinder for the normal summon. Now let's see, what's Xavier going to be playing here?
We're going to find out. He did mention something about liking to banish. Oh, that was a close one.
Ooh.
Planet Pathfinder is going to grab Pressure Planet Race Off. I know you
There
love
it is, yep.
Pressure Planet Race Off.
I do. I've been playing it more in the TCG, in my Mimighoul deck. Cashiers are fantastic cards along that. But let's see if Xavier's playing Cashier alongside something else. Because the unique thing about this strategy, this deck, is that you can play it as its own, or you can play it alongside other strategies and other card combinations. Xavier Woods taking his time to think about this.
All right,
and
going
Fenrir.
for Cashier Fenrir, a good one.
And it makes sense. You mentioned, you just pointed out to Xavier earlier, was saying how much he likes to banish cards. The Kashira is the banish deck, right?
Yep, definitely. So I'm happy to see it being used here. It's a really strong deck as well. You know, it has a lot of strong monsters that you just special summon from your hand and can interact with your opponent.
Yep. And what are we going to add? Tearlament's Kashtira. So it could be a Tearlament deck using Kashtira cards, or it could still be pure Kashtira. We're yet to find out.
Yeah, Tearlament's Cashier is kind of the monster without a name. Like, it just has two theme names. What is its real name? Never know. But yeah, going to banish that Kashtira card from the hand, especially in Tearlament's Kashtira, and now he can send top 3 cards of his deck to the graveyard.
Ooh, we saw an Ash Blossom. We saw a Unicorn. Didn't catch the third card.
I think it was Birth, Kashtira Birth.
Ooh, I mean, that's signaling either an unfortunate 3 cards on the top of the deck to get rid of, or that this is pure Kashtira. And here we go.
He's going to use the Overlay Network, bring out a rank 7, Kashtira Shangri-Ara.
All right, it's looking like it is a Kashtira pure deck. All right, and I mean, this is a pretty strong position to be in for this deck. This is what you want to get to, is the Shangri-Ara, and that's it. So Shangri-Ara pass.
Yep, this will let him special summon a Kashtira monster from the deck during the standby phase. Helps him get something like Kashtira Fenrir, another copy onto the field, maybe, or Kashtira Unicorn, whichever one he so chooses.
As options here, we'll see what Xavier decides to do. Now keep in mind that we're trying to not give Xavier insight into what he should be doing. As
I got it.
Yeah, I think Xavier knows. I think Xavier knows exactly what their game plan is.
Ooh, Kaito has that infinite impermanence to cut off that monster effect from resolving.
Pretty good card.
Okay.
Now we're going to learn what Kaito's playing, because Kaito, we get to see.
Okay, so he did start with the Melodious deck that we saw him start with in the previous match.
And an Ash Blossom as a response.
Like to see it.
And that was the normal summon for Kaito.
Yeah, note that Kaito didn't start off with something like Ostinato, may not have it.
Typically be happier with that. And we're looks like discarding wanted to summon Diabell, Star the Black Witch.
So it does look like he is sticking with that Snake Eye Melodious strategy.
But does Xavier have anything else? Looks like it. Xavier's thinking, processing all the potential moves. Ooh!
He has the Max C. He called it out in the previous match. He knew the Max C is a strong card, and now he has it to hopefully slow Kaito down, tell him to, whoa. Don't special summon so many times, and being able to do it here prevents him from, well, doesn't prevent him, but makes him at least question whether he wants to activate that original Sinful Spoils to begin with.
Yeah, because that typically original Sinful Spoils can lead to not just one more special summon, but multiple more special summons, and we're instead activating Bonfire.
Yeah, huge that Kaito didn't have Call by the Grave, Cross Out Designator, nothing to stop Maxi, because once that card resolves, unless you choose to give your opponent a bunch of cards, you're in a tough spot. And that Shangri-Ira will be back online again during his own standby phase on the following turn as well. Another card. It does look like he decides to summon the Poplar from the hand since it was added. That's going to let him grab Divine Temple of the Snake Eye.
Okay, field spell. Now we get to place a Snake Eye monster from our hand deck or graveyard face up in the Spell and Trap card zone.
Yeah, now as Kaito, the thing you have to be worried about, whether there's Maxi, if you decide to push through it and keep special summoning, if they're able to draw into cards like Nibiru, the Primal Being, more cards that they can use from their hand, there's all sorts of things that can go wrong during this turn.
And we're activating the original Sinful Spoils. So this will get Snake Eye Ash. Ash effect will search for another Snake Eye. Or rather just a level 1 fire, and it's Snake Eye Birch. Interesting to see Birch played. I don't see that in every Snake Eye list.
Yeah, maybe with Snake Eye's Poplar going to 1, they just wanted something else they could search with Snake Eye Ash if they open up with the Poplar to be able to special summon. But yeah, it had a little time in the beginning of the TCG, but it's fallen out. I haven't seen it since then either.
Yeah. Here's a place for it.
So he used Wanted here to banish the Wanted to put the original Sinful Spells at the bottom of the deck to draw a card. Yeah, Kaito, if he was going to want to go for game here, is going to have to special summon a plethora more times, especially with the Shangri-Ira. Oh, that's actually, never mind. The Ira's negated by infinite permanent, so we won't have to worry about that.
But we have options here. Do we want to try and hit over it with something big, or do we just want to go for a more casual play? Okay, we are playing it. So this is
a key moment.
Yeah, this is interesting to see what happens. Flybridge Dragon has hit the field. This theoretically can help.
Does Xavier Woods have something to negate the effect? No, it doesn't.
There it is.
Yep, and unfortunately, Kaito's going to be able to go to the battle phase.
There we go.
He had to push through that Maxi. That was a tough decision, and now he's going to be able to go for a game.
Hold on. So I was debating. I was like, do I play Maxi immediately? I was like, no, let me wait. Then I'm thinking, no, he's going second. He's going to special summon and fill his whole board, so let me drop it. I should have dropped it earlier, yeah?
There was like one moment you could have dropped it earlier before the Diabell Star came out, but you would have just gotten one extra draw. I think where you did it was just fine as a deterrent. You would have gotten one other draw if you just dropped it a second early, but you had to know that he would open up with that specific monster, that specific Diabell Star. But in terms of when you did it, because the original is set, I like the moment.
Yeah, for a Kashtira deck, I think that what you did on turn 1 seemed relatively strong. I mean, you're able to get to Shangri-Ira, which is the goal of the deck.
Yeah. Okay. So see, yeah, we're okay. But also remember, boys, that's game 1.
That's game 1.
Game 1 doesn't matter.
First 2. Who cares?
According to a great duelist I met, Axle, the first 2 duels don't matter. We just throw cards down. So that means that you will have to get to a third duel, though. So you have one more ahead of you, Xavier. How do you feel? Write your own play there. Let's hear from you as you've been preparing for this. You've been practicing. How do you feel that you did?
Honestly, I think that I did pretty well. For everybody watching, I probably did better than you thought I was going to do. And that's really the big win. You said you got that Shangri-La. I said, oh boy knows about Shangri-La. Oh, get those Kashtira monsters on the field. Banish them. I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Right. It was just a little unfortunate with Kaito having that infinite impermanence. There's not much he could do. That's actually how he lost in the finals in that game number 1 was infinite impermanence, shutting his own deck down. Sometimes it's just how the cards fall, but game 1 doesn't matter.
Yeah, game 1 doesn't matter, but Xavier getting the same treatment that Kaito had. So, Xavier, we're going to give you some time to reset, mentally prepare, and get ready for that next one. Billy, that gives us some time here to talk about that first duel. Xavier Woods live, that was real. He was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel right there, and we've heard that he's put a lot of time preparing into this one, and that's no small feat for somebody to come in and learn Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, it is a tough game, but once it's very rewarding once you understand and get the complexities down. And but to see him open up with the Planet Pathfinder, knowing I have to use my normal summon here to get my pressured planet, knowing that you don't need a normal summon outside that because Cashier monsters just special summon so much from the hand. It was just tough seeing that infinite impermanence early because I wanted that Fenrir to come out. Have more monsters on the field, and I mean you have to take our hats off to Kaito. Facing down a Max C in that position. A lot of the times you think, oh, can I just special summon maybe one more time? Maybe like an SP Little Knight, banish Sangra Ira, clean up the board, but not give them too many draws. But they had to make that willful decision to go for it. They knew they had to give them 5 to 6 draws, until they could put 8,000 on the board. At any point, if you drew Effect Veiler and Nibiru the Primal Being, there's plenty of cards you could have drawn to been back in it. You have to make those bold choices. So round of applause to Kaito. Not every duelist would have chose to go for game there.
The only thing that you knew from Kaito's position is that Ash Blossom had been used, so you don't have to worry about that. And to Xavier's credit, I mean, he's clearly done the research. When he was wearing the mask as Axle, he was talking about Max C. He was talking about these interactions. Called by the Grave, he knew the effect. So I think Xavier is prepared coming into this one. What do you think about the deck choice that Xavier brought for Duel 1?
I like it. I mean, Cashier is strong. It can do a lot. If it opens up with something like Dimension Shifter, that can make things a little bit easier. It's a good deck. I mean, not as strong as the Melodious Snake Eye deck when it gets things going. Can be a little tough. But I like the choice in the Cashier deck for sure. Yeah,
fantastic choice, I think, especially for somebody relatively newer to Yu-Gi-Oh! But with that said, we are ready for duel number 2. Xavier, we have you back with us. Are you ready for duel number 2?
Yeah, I'm good now. All
right. I believe that you're in control. So click away when you are prepared.
I was going to also say a big thing I love that Xavier did is the immediate self-reflection. What could I have done something differently? Was there something I could have adjusted? That's the one way to really grow and become better as a duelist. Is every time you look back and be like, well, what if I did this here, did that there? I can't tell you how many times I've racked my brain with it. Or I wake up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. and it's like, oh man, if I didn't normal summon that card first, I could have won that match 10 years ago. Still happens to me to this day.
Yeah, one of those classic Billyisms, right, Xavier?
I should probably get that checked out.
It's the Billyism is your demons sometimes follow you.
I think that's also called a condition some places, but we'll look into that a little bit more. Xavier, if you're ready, you can click start and we can hop in to duel number 2 if your opponent is ready as well.
Waiting on Kaito. Kaito, you know what? I want to say great first match. Nothing but respect for you and your Yu-Gi-Oh play.
Yep, definitely. It was incredible. I mean, that is probably the hardest decision to make in Master Duel, to push through a Maxi.
That's one of the tough ones. Let's see if Xavier has to make the same decision, as I believe the game is ready to click start. Xavier, we're hearing that Kaito is good to go as well. So
mine says waiting. Let me cancel and click it again.
All right. Well, we're figuring out those technical difficulties. I think it's great to hear the positive words spoken between the duelists there. Or at least from Xavier's side. Maybe we can hear from Kaito at some point in the future.
Meanwhile, Kaito's in the background talking trash.
The WWE superstar.
That'd be hilarious. I'm sure he has nothing but respect, and I mean, he definitely wants to win for sure.
I would hope so.
I felt pain, so where I felt a little bit of disrespect was fighting through the Max C.
Yeah,
it can be.
I was like, that felt disrespectful.
Yeah, I definitely feel that too. Like, really? You think I'm not going to draw into something? And then you draw, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm not going to draw into something.
Oh, no. How many Cashier cards could I see in one go? Xavier, did you have any other Ash Blossoms or anything that you drew off of that Maxi?
No, I drew 5 cards that would not help me at all.
That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
In that moment.
In that moment.
Cards are great cards.
Yeah.
In that moment, yeah.
Well,
here we go.
It's looking like, Xavier, we're going to have a new room set up for you here shortly if we can't get this going.
We got it. We're coming in right now.
Perfect. All right.
We're coming in
right now. Send him through table number 2, just straight through the table.
Okay. Here we go. Table number 2, straight through it is Xavier Woods, ready to go. Down but not out is what we like to say in the best of 3s when you are behind. And Kaito going second, so Xavier Woods going first. All right.
Jumping right into it.
Now let's see here, because I will say that was a strong opener. relatively for Kashtira, but you can do more depending on the other cards that you see in that opening hand. Starting with a Fenrir right off the gate is pretty good.
Definitely where you want to be, at least having a Kashtira monster.
Xavier, I'm hearing an O from you. You're worried?
The infinite impermanence.
Yeah. I don't like that card. Why is that a card?
Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh!
This is...
Your
Get him
effect
off
is negated.
me.
This is, yeah, you know what? Xavier's all right. Xavier's, I'll say it now. I'll say it now. Xavier's all right. I think that's a pretty
okay.
universal experience right there for the player base.
No!
Oh,
No,
man. And an Ash Blossom
stop it.
for the Planet Pathfinder. You know, this also only leaves Kaito with 3 cards in hand versus a face-up Fenrir
True.
already. Not too bad.
All right, Xavier, do you have anything else?
Hold on.
Okay, we're holding.
Yep.
Everyone's waiting with bated breath right now.
Yep.
I've never
Ooh,
cheered for
yes.
Kashtira before, but here's Kashtira Theosis.
It's going to let him summon a Cashier monster from the deck of a different attribute.
Let's see what Xavier's decision is.
What do we want to do?
I think the smoke behind Xavier right now is the mental brain power.
It's him
working
cooking.
very
He's
hard.
cooking.
He's cooking. He's
Yellow and
cooking back there. Unicorns. Okay.
All right. This is already a better start than game number 1. Already having to force 2 of those interactions out from the hand as opposed to having to wait to hold on to that infinite impermanence to be able to activate. You know, I wonder, he must have drawn that infinite impermanence, I think, in that last game for turn, since he used the imperm here on the Fenrir
I
and didn't
imagine,
use
yeah.
it last game on the Fenrir.
Maybe a little insight into Kaito, as Xavier Woods just chose to add another Kashtira Theosis to hand. I can hear the gears turning. I can see the process in action.
Open the overlay network.
Shangri-La.
I can tell he's enthusiastic about this one.
Just a little bit.
I love it. Love to
is
see
that-
it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, does Xavier see the line?
You know what? We're taking a big swing.
Okay.
Take a big swing.
Pot of Prosperity after
Big
thinning the
swing.
deck out a
Yeah.
little bit here.
And
Gonna have-
also, after
swing,
summoning your
boys.
Shangri-Ira, so you know that you're not going to lose that to the... Well, I guess you get to choose the Pot of Prosperity, but regardless, you're able to, like you said, thin out the deck a little
no
bit.
chance. There's no chance to make a mistake here.
Okay, I want. Yeah, give me that.
That was
Okay.
faster decision-making than most of my ranked opponents, I will say.
Oh,
For the
lots
Pot
of
Prosperity.
lots of good options. Well, he has 3 of the same option. Because I think he revealed 2
yeah.
copies of Ash Blossom and 2 copies of Dimensional Fissure.
All right, Xavier, which one you feeling?
I'm going here.
Yes, that's what I was. That was the one I was
Okay.
hoping you were
Okay.
gonna pick. I couldn't
Here
say
we
it, but
go.
Dimensional Fissure.
Here we
That's
go.
a good
Yeah,
one.
Yeah,
You said
All
you like
right.
to banish cards. This will make
I
sure.
do. I like to vanish.
Okay.
Put him where I want him.
Kaito
Yeah.
might be shaking right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, we
Oh, he
still
had the
have
birth. See, he got the Theosis because he already had the birth.
I
Love
wasn't
to
going to
see
say
it, yeah.
anything, but now it makes a lot of sense. You have the birth already, so this is going to give us at least another Kashtira monster. Oh, actually, no, because they're both
didn't-
under the Shangri-Ira. Yeah.
But at least
Yeah,
has a
so
Cashier
then-
monster face up, so he'll get that banish the 3 cards from the graveyard if there end up being those cards in the graveyard later on. Now the standby phase. Does he have another copy of Infinite Impermanence, or will we see Shangri-Ira resolve and special summon a Cashier monster from the deck? Looks like it is resolving, I think.
Let's do.
I think so.
I got something covered.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
My seat is only an edge.
Yeah.
Unicorn on the field.
There we go.
This is stressful.
Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Xavier Woods. Ostinato is the opener for Kaito.
This is
Only have
going
3 cards though, so he's
to let him
Okay.
fusion summon, but the monsters do get
Banish.
banished,
banished.
Yeah?
which is
You
huge.
ain't bringing him back.
Yeah.
You ain't bringing it back.
Now, Baka the
Kaito.
Melodious Maestro won't be able to bring one back from the graveyard when it goes to the graveyard. First off, it won't, and second of all, there won't be a target.
Yep. Baka will be able to special summon a Melodious monster from the deck here. But now the Birth is going to be activated from Xavier, so he can banish 3 cards from his opponent's graveyard.
Okay.
Clear it out.
And because... I'm actually waiting to see here. Yep, so we're going to summon the Refrain. Refrain on summon will allow us to add a Melodious monster from the deck to the hand.
Oh, but shut it down.
Yep, since the cards were banished face down, he gets to lock down one of those monster zones. And,
let me see. Let me see.
and he gets to take a peek. Gets to look
Let
at that.
me see.
Gets to look at all the cards in the extra deck and pick one to banish face down. Gone for good.
I don't. Oh, what do you have here? You need 2 Melodious. Okay.
Okay, he's reading.
So pendulum.
Now, this is the thing. Xavier's been preparing, but there's a lot of new cards that were just recently released in Kaito's deck. So,
So many.
how prepared is
And
Xavier
and
for
the
this extra deck?
arrows, The arrows, I got no clue.
Yeah,
I'll
there
be
are a lot of
honest.
good link
I'll be
monsters in that extra deck for sure.
So he's got this Salaman Great Raging Phoenix. He had a card earlier that his low-level fire monsters get more attack. So if he's looking to do that, then he could run those into this Raging Phoenix. So I don't like that Raging Phoenix.
Not a bad
Okay.
pick at all. That card is instrumental in trying to do an OTK setup and finish their opponent off in one turn, one
Yeah.
move.
Does a lot of damage if you can pull that one off. So now Xavier will not have to worry about that big push. And
Shut
we're going to
it
use
down.
another one of these. This is,
Wait,
dare
it
I
didn't-
say, disastrous for Kaito. We are able to at least get another monster on the field here. When it added to the hand by drawing it, you can summon this. So now we have the option here. Kaito, there's a lot you can do with the Melodious deck from this point.
Think Kaito's nervous right now? Just like his hand's kind of
I
shaking.
would be if
Doesn't
I'm
want to
facing
make any
down-
misclicks.
Shanger
Yeah.
Ira
Yeah.
alongside Dimensional Fissure.
Thought you were gonna just run through your boy. No, sir.
I love it. The Dimensional Fissure definitely. Oh no, Triple Tactics Talent.
Oh.
That's a tough card.
No, 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 no.
Okay. Okay.
No, no, no. Don't take my unicorn. Oh, no, no, no.
Yep. That's one of the ones they can take there, Xavier. And I think we can all say it together, chat. Yu-Gi-Oh! This is what
Yu-Gi-Oh!
can happen, everybody.
But he's out of cards. He's used every card in his opening hand, so he's had to literally use every possible thing he could to get to this point.
Now, where can we go from here is the question.
I kind of see what's
Yeah.
up next potentially. SP Little Knight is going to be able to banish a card on the field. But the upside is he won't be able to attack directly since he did banish a card. So no matter what, Xavier Woods will have another turn.
Unless we can assemble 10,500 attack on a monster. Which I would say is tough. Infernal Flame Banshee, this is what you can do with the Melodious cards. You get 2 level 4 monsters. You can make the Infernal Flame Banshee, you get the Poplar, and now we're straight into another entire strategy here.
This is a completely different deck that is.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
It's
Hold
one
on.
theme. One theme bridges into another to create a really powerful, cohesive strategy together.
Yep.
Go back to the other song. I was,
Play the hits. don't play the new stuff.
yeah. Oh no.
All right, Xavier, from this position, how you feeling?
I don't know yet. Talk to me as soon as they end their turn. I gotta see
Okay.
what, because I don't know what's about to happen to me.
All right, we'll check back in a couple minutes then.
Original Sinful Spoils is going to send
'Cause I- 'cause-
Poplar.
Kaito has no cards, but it's still working. I don't have any cards, but I'm gonna get an. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Kaito at least had to use every single card he drew
Yes.
going second, all 6 of them, to be able to push through this board and amass a combo.
Yes.
And this is one of the most
Yes.
interactive ways you can play with the new Melodious cards, just introduced in the latest set here in Master Duel. And this is why, I mean, we saw people doing this in the TCG, because obviously they were released there a couple months prior. It is such a kind of flawless bridge into the Snake Eyes cards, and it's a really fun way to play the deck in Master Duel, where Snake Eyes consistency has really been hit. There's a lot of cards that are limited or semi-limited. This is another way to make sure that you can get to those cards and do stuff like this. This was a tough field. Xavier set up a very strong field that Kaito's had to play through, and this is incredibly impressive that Kaito has been able to navigate such a difficult situation.
All right, looks like just going to battle phase from here, cleaning off the Unicorn. Going to try and clean up as much as possible, but as I said, since SP Little Knight banished the card, can't attack directly, we're going to live to see another day at least. Another card.
Think so.
All you need is one card. One card in a dream.
Okay, come on.
Xavier's preparing.
Kaito's supposed to stop. Kaito's
No, it's going to keep going.
time is...
It's going to keep going.
How much more time did Kaito get than me on the timer?
Can we see the I don't think we can see the timer.
The fix is in.
I think Kaito got extra time.
We can have production look into that for you if you want.
Yeah. Also, what happened to... Remember when Kaito had no cards and now there's 45 cards on their side?
One card. That's all it takes sometimes is one card to lead into a plethora of other options.
Welcome to Snake Eyes. Now, the interesting thing is here, usually the Raging Phoenix would be what you go into, but it looks like... Okay,
Nightmare
we also have the
Phoenix?
Nightmare Phoenix. Oh, that's very strong for Kaito.
No!
Because, yep, that was one of the great combo pieces that Xavier still had available.
But he's leaving him with the Kashira Birth so far. I wonder if he's going to find a way to deal with that, because Kashira Birth can help.
Will help me.
Yeah, Xavier summon back a monster.
I imagine that's going away as well here,
it's
but
going.
we'll see.
It's going.
Do you think he's going to make an
It's
access
going.
code?
That's... Oh, no.
Yeah, I was
Not
thinking
the red arrows.
Appaloosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, end. Let's see. Okay.
All right,
Come on.
Xavier.
This isn't the worst.
Come on.
You,
From the side.
Xavier
All
can
right.
continue to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's what we like to see. All right,
Okay.
starting off with Birth. That's going to bring back a monster that's
Just let me-
stronger than Appaloosa, potentially.
Let me do it.
And there we go. Now we're going to bring
Kaito, you
back
stop
the
doing
SP
stuff.
Little Knight.
Yep, Snake Eyes Flamebridge
Kaito,
Dragon.
it is my turn. It is my turn.
Our turn.
Our
You don't
turn.
need to put
Yu-Gi-Oh!
cards down.
So now that SP Little Knight's on the field, if Xavier ever activates a monster effect, he'll be able to use SP Little Knight to banish both those monsters off the field. So with
Wait,
Appaloosa and
what?
SP Little Knight on the field, he's probably going to want to avoid activating any monster effects until he's able to take some
Xavier,
down by battle.
Xavier, there's a great cheat code here. If you click on a card, you can read the effects on the left.
Yeah.
Something duelists at home take note as well. Billy,
Oh,
is that
I've
one of the
definitely been reading
Billyisms
those.
in
Oh,
your
no.
book that you
No,
put up? No,
I
no.
thought
skip
I
that
thought
one.
you were
Okay.
gonna. I thought you were gonna say, "Here's your cheat code." There's that gear up in the top left. You click that and then click surrender.
I
Oh
would
no!
never.
I thought he was going to fill your hand up with cards.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's.
Xavier's in the hot seat right
So
now.
my internal struggle, and obviously I can't. You guys can't say
No
anything.
coaching.
Is to pick something that no coaching. Either give myself another monster or a spell. I'm gonna go spell. Let's go spell. Let's go spell. Spells are good.
All right, Kashira Unicorn summoning back to the field thanks to Kashira Birth. But that's going
And
to
then
prompt the
that
promote
gets
Medium
banished.
Princess. If you special summon a monster, it can target a fire monster on his side of the field, a monster you special summon, special summons back to the field and destroys both. But now,
Say,
Kaito's
say
locked
it
into
with
fire
us,
monsters.
right? Not your turn.
Our turn.
There we go. Yep. A lot of interactions that Kaito has set up on Xavier's turn to continue to play, and this is a very strong one.
Yep, since the
But
snake...
you're what?
since
Kaito's
the,
putting down cards,
Yeah.
and it's my turn.
Since the Snake Eyes Flamebridge Dragon was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it special summons back 2 level 1 fire monsters to the
Yep.
field. Both of those level 1 fire monsters have effects that activate when they're summoned. So Snake Eye Ash is going to add Snake Eye Birch to the hand, which can special summon from the hand next turn. Snake Eye Oak's going to add back Snake Eye's Poplar from the graveyard. So he's adding back some cards he'll try and utilize during his next turn.
And add it to the hand instead of special summoning it, so we can use that on the next turn.
So which version of Yu-Gi-Oh is it illegal to banish my card that banishes your cards?
Oh, you
Which
want to
version
play
is that?
that version? You can do a Time Wizard format, potentially. Yeah. Check out the local...
Let me banish your card.
Superstar rules, like
Yeah, yeah.
you cannot banish my cards, but I can only banish yours. Yeah, I like
Yes.
that.
I still got life, though.
You do still have life. That is the mark of a duel not being over yet.
I'm going to do that just to see what you do with it, because you don't know what that is.
He doesn't. Could be any card in the game.
Fair enough.
You don't know what that is.
All right, Xavier.
Be scared.
You put a lot of effort into preparing for this. You've been a great sport the entire time.
Whoa,
I want to give props
what
to
is this
you.
wind down? What is this wind down conversation? It's not done yet.
I
Not
just want us
finished
to be
yet.
honest about the situation. There are 6 monsters on Kaito's field.
There's not enough. There's not enough numbers.
Not yet.
Let's
Not
do
enough
quick,
damage quite
quick
yet.
math.
Not enough
51, 67,
numbers.
74. I believe there was enough on field already.
Now just a little
No,
bit more.
but one of those can't attack when it's special summoned, right?
Last
Is that how
turn.
some
Yep,
of those
last
work?
turn.
SP Lil Knight, the turn is link summoned and used the effect. Prevents you from attacking directly, but unfortunately that was not link summoned this turn, nor was the effect activated, and now battle phase. Kaito ready to bring us home and claim the family lineage mask from Xavier Woods. Congratulations, Kaito, on the 2-0.
It was a good match,
You know
though.
what, Kaito, you earned it. You earned it. Congratulations, Kaito. Congrats all around.
Yeah, big
Impressed.
congratulations to Kaito. I mean, and, hats off to you. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's not the easiest game to take on. You were able to stand with the challenge. You played with the deck, and you seemed to really understand your cards and know your cards, even if they didn't just fall the way you needed them.
Yeah, I gotta say, round of applause for Xavier Woods, everybody,
Yeah,
for stepping up to the bat and actually doing the finalist. There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You won
That's
me
all
over
I
by
really
the
wanted to do. I wanted to just make sure that I respected the game.
I
That's the
100%
thing.
think you did.
Absolutely.
Okay,
What do you
thank
think you learned from the game, Xavier?
I learned that it's not my turn.
It's our turn.
It's our turn. Except when it's your turn, because then it's not my turn anymore. My turn is
getting
our
it.
turn. Your turn is your turn.
He's getting it down.
He's
All
getting
right.
it down. He's learning. He's
My
learning.
favorite Billyism, actually.
Yeah. Well, how did it feel playing against a tournament winner? Because there was a full tournament. We highlighted that before. 400 duelists, over 400 signed up to compete here, and you had to go against the best of the best. So not only did you step up to the bat, but you were challenging the best duelist in the event. So how'd you feel, honest opinion, stepping into this finals match?
I felt crazy. Going through 400 people, and they're the best one. Then I'm coming in, hey, I'm going to beat you. I've been on this game for a couple of weeks. Let me school you something, kid. But honestly, I was really nervous just about what they were going to be able to play. Because like I said, I'd been playing with this Kashtira deck for a little while, and I felt like I understand it. And obviously there's some deeper set rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! That there would be no way for me to understand until I'm, playing for a long time and, digging through ranked and all that stuff. But I felt like I had a good handle of my deck and what my cards did. I know there was a couple of combos that I would try to put together, but I'm just not, my brain is not clicking there yet. But it's cool to see how all of the things interact. So I would play with the deck for a while, and then I'm going through and seeing the cards. I'm like, okay, well, why would I keep this in the deck? And it's like, oh, because then that brings this out, and then you can special summon this, then link summon that. And it's like, oh, there's trails to follow everywhere in your deck. It's not like one thing gets stopped and now you're screwed.
That is a good understanding. That is essentially what, it comes down to when you're learning through the game. And as you said, you've been learning for the past couple of weeks. How was learning? Was there an important lesson you learned from dueling? What would you think would be your most important lesson that you learned?
Probably patience, because I feel like it took me a second to understand the benefits of going first or second, and then just how not being able to attack right off the jump if you're going first, can affect the rest of the whole next play. And it's not going to be a game that, I mean, it might be where there's 10 or 15 turns, but these are ending in 3 to 5 turns because those combos that people can put together.
Yeah. Can be a very fast-paced game. Now, I want to get some insight into your background dueling. Do you have a favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card, all time, whether from the anime or a modern card that you've been playing with? What's your Xavier Woods favorite card?
Probably that Shangri-La.
It's a good one to have.
It's a good one.
Yeah, because when I understood, the the special summoning and getting that on the field, and then reading like the third thing, like, oh, you get to put a monster down every time somebody's main phase pops up. I was like, hold on, wait, what?
So
Now, go for
I'm
it.
just gonna skip a little bit. So you talked about learning through. You have your favorite card. How is wrestling like competitive gaming for you? Is there any similarities that you can draw between your Master Duel match today and maybe some of your wrestling matches that you've had?
100%. I think that there's a lot of overlap with wrestling and video games, especially with the idea of escapism, not in a bad way, but having that thing where you can blow off some steam, having that hobby that you can like possibly turn into a job, or having that hobby that you, through the internet, you found people across the world who like this. You don't have to speak the same language, you can still interact with these things. I think video games are great for that, card games are great for that, and wrestling's great for that. So I feel like, kind of like how we talked earlier, I feel like we're all the same kind of nerd. You know, there's a generation of us who fought through going through school, liking these things and getting made fun of, or not being like the cool kids. And now all of this stuff is at the forefront, and people are actually taking a second to understand why people do this. Like it's why you watch reality TV. It's why you listen to music. It's why you like cars. Like this is our way to escape into this different world, this different reality where someone has made these crazy rules and these crazy cards, and there's these spells and how they interact. And I've got my cauldron down of things I can do, and I think it's the best. Now I go up against yours, and I've never seen that before. Now I'm learning something completely new. You see the same exact game in a completely different way than I do, and now we can learn from each other. And sorry, I feel like I've lost the question.
Oh, no.
But, like,
That was a perfect
well played.
answer. That was phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in that we're back, right? Like, it feels like people are proud to be fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, whereas back, when we were younger, sometimes the experiences weren't always the same there. But I'm happy that we can have people like you coming on as well to highlight this, that not only is it a great game to play, but it's a game that you can learn as well. But I want to touch on something Billy had asked, WWE Superstar. How does it compare to WWE Yu-Gi-Oh? But more importantly, how did your match compare to famous WWE matches? Either one that you've had or an all-time match. Do you have one that comes to mind that you would compare it to?
Let's see. The main difference in these stories is that I obviously won my wrestling match.
Okay. All right. Yep.
No, but being able to go out there against somebody who might be more notable than you or more experienced than you in the space or whatever it is, and being able to step up to face that kind of competition. For me, just as somebody who genuinely really enjoys card games, to be able to play with somebody who's on the level of Kaito, like that's really cool for me. Because I'm getting he's mopping the floor with me, but at the same time, I'm getting to see like an eventual legend at work. I got to be a little like stepping stone in like the story of this person who's super talented and has done all this stuff. And so the same thing in wrestling, kind of like when we get the chance to go up against legends and things like that, it's the same thing. It's that M. Bison quote. What is it? For me, it was a Tuesday. Like for them, it's like it's another day in the office. But for me, it's like, oh man, this is such a cool moment. I'm gonna remember everything from this.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get this experience, that's for sure.
Apparently, you left a big impact on Xavier Woods. Something
my
we're
legend,
learning.
my story, not
True.
personally. I haven't got to get to reap the rewards from that yet.
Yeah, Xavier, what have you personally learned from Billy Break? What's the best Billyism you've picked up?
Oh, best Billyism is when you're down, all you got to do is get back up again.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. So going on with that, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about overcoming obstacles that seem unbeatable. It's a big theme in the anime. It also plays out in the TCG and in Master Duel. Have you faced anything like that in your career or life even?
Oh, yeah, just hardships, trying to fight through. One of the hardest things, I think, we joked about it earlier, but is that fight against yourself. Because you may have put all the work in, you may have put all the time and all the effort and all the training, but on the day of, this starts to doubt yourself. And now you've got that struggle. And once you can overcome that, then it's like, no one can hurt from my own criticism more than me. Like you can't tell me something worse than I'm already gonna tell myself if I've done like a bad job, And so just the ability to not to sound corny, but the ability like not to give up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
On the topic of kind of blending Yu-Gi-Oh and WWE together and trying to find the overlap, congrats again. Props for stepping up and dueling such an esteemed duelist like Kaito. If you had a 2v2 match, a tag team match, what WWE superstar on the roster are you bringing along with you?
Don't break my heart now.
Well, I think there's an obvious answer from Billy's perspective.
Yes, but also I know somebody who's not Kofi, my tag team partner, who plays a ton of card games and is very good at them. That's one Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
And so she, if people are unfamiliar, she used to be a cage fighter. So she is easily one of the most dangerous people that I've ever met in my life, but also will throw down some cards with you.
Rock
So she
on.
would have your back for sure.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll have to get a second mask at some point then.
It's an heirloom. They're hard to get.
Oh, true. Yeah.
All right, so we kind of already talked about like video games, like Master Duel teaching you valuable life skills, patience, getting down when you're out. But now that you've faced off against a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, what does the Yu-Gi-Oh card game mean to you now?
I'm really glad that I was opened up to all of this because, like I said before, I've been around Yu-Gi-Oh all my life. I lived in card shops every Saturday, as a kid. That's all we were doing, but never really sitting down and like diving in. And I've now taken the time to dive in. And so being able to be in a match with somebody who's in such high regard with the Yu-Gi-Oh community and is such a talent, again, like I said before, it's gonna be my claim to fame. So whenever you see me in ranked now, just know I touched greatness one time.
Fair enough.
That means something.
Hey, claim to fame for a WWE superstar. That's a very high praise for Kaito over there.
Your game tag needs to be like Lost in the Woods or something cool. I can see a lot of good ones.
They got lost to Kaito.
There we go. There we go.
Mine.
That's a good change it now. Now, I want to bring the conversation out to the greater community because obviously you're bringing the community together, hosting an event like this, so thank you for that. And a lot of people are commenting on the actual persona that you put on, saying that it felt just like an anime villain. So do you think that we might see any more villainous acts from you in your future WWE career? Maybe a turn?
Villainous acts.
Is this a little insight?
I am nothing but honorable.
Oh, okay.
And even as Axle, that was very honorable. I feel like I give people back the energy that they give to me. And obviously, Big Billy, he's got great energy all the time. Steven wasn't so nice to Axel. Granted, he was late, so I understand.
Yeah.
But sometimes personalities just clash, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but as far as villainous things at my other place of work, I would never.
Okay.
Never.
Not in my wildest dreams.
Yeah.
Nah,
you
never,
just got to do what's right by you, all the time. Have each other's backs that have your backs. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
loyal
get it.
to those who are loyal to me.
Yep, exactly. I get it.
Fair enough.
It's like so lots of times in life, I say, you want to take care of the people that are around you. And then if you can fulfill those needs, then it might branch out some. You want to try to take care of more people. And then maybe even more after that. But just because over a 10-year period you've done that for a lot of people, doesn't mean you have to continue doing it. It's great if you do, but it's also okay if you take a little bit of time after 10 years to just say, hey, I'm going to focus on me for a little bit.
Hey, nothing but respect for that.
Getting oddly specific here.
Yeah, 10 years.
But a lot of great life advice and lessons from Xavier. But again, the community billed Axle as a anime villain. Can you at least give us an anime villain laugh, Xavier? Do you have one in you?
Oh, that's a 10.
Is it?
I'm dying.
That was beautiful.
That was a 10. 10. I gotta hold my sign up. Hold on.
You know, he said 4 encores. I didn't believe it. I think 4 encores. The smoke picked up at the perfect time.
I'll
Yeah,
give it
10.
10.
Wait,
10.
I'll join you on that. I'll join you on that. All right, there we go. 10.
I'll give it a 10.
10.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
Love you guys. This is great.
Well, that was amazing. But
I don't know how we're going to top that one.
well, so we've been talking a lot about gaming, but outside of gaming, what are your other interests and passions? Like, what inspires you?
Music, honestly. I during the pandemic, you know how we'd always say, "Man, I wish I could do this thing. If I only had time, I'd learn." Well, we got stuck at home for a long time. I said, "Oh, we've got time. I got to do something." So I'd always see people on social media playing bass guitar. You know, when you play bass, you got that nasty stank face. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I want to learn how to do that. And so I started teaching myself bass guitar, which is like YouTube videos and, you know, books and instructional stuff, programs. I'm like, what? It's like 3.5 years in now, I think. But something like that, just learning a new instrument and being able to like produce sound out of inanimate objects that sounds cool to you. I feel like it opens up another section of your brain that doesn't always get massaged throughout the day as we're like sitting in traffic, getting to work, sitting there all day in a cubicle or like editing or like whatever it is that we're doing, whether we enjoy it or not, there's a whole part of our brain that we can mess with when we're done with that. And I feel like doing that, it for me at least, it enhances my quality of life. So I'd say music is probably my biggest hobby outside of video games and wrestling.
So I got to ask then, because I feel like that ties into Axle, the persona that you chose to bring to the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Do you feel like in a different life, maybe you went the rock star route?
100%. But it would have been the yacht rock route.
Okay.
So nothing, I mean, maybe a little bit of heavy stuff, but stuff that's like Michael McDonald, Hall & Oates, very easy listening, because that's... I don't think there's any form of music better than that. To me. I'm not gonna yuck anybody's yum around here. But that's my bag.
Love to hear it. But so yeah, just moving on, I guess. Do you have any upcoming plans or events that you'd like to tell the viewers about?
So you can catch me on Monday Night Raw, currently on USA, 8 p.m. Monday nights. That's Eastern time. But very soon, I believe in January, beginning of January, I believe we move to Netflix.
Yeah, I can't
So
wait
you
for
can
that.
Catch us there. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I can't wait to tune in and see what's going on with that 10-year relationship that you have, Xavier, and where that will continue to evolve. But I want to give you the podium. Final words to the audience, to the people that have been tuning in, watching, your final nuggets of wisdom. You dropped a lot already today, but what would you like the Yu-Gi-Oh community to know before you sign that mask?
I'll just do a full rundown. I'm WWE superstar Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed, a.k.a. 1/3 of your boys, the New Day, the most decorated tag team in the history of WWE. Also, I am the leader of Up, Up, Down, Down, the greatest YouTube channel of all time. Go subscribe if you've yet to subscribe already. Almost 10 years deep, over 2.4 million subscribers. Come on through. We would love to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an incredible experience. Thank you for allowing me into your Yu-Gi-Oh homes, and thank you even more for allowing me into your Yu-Gi-Oh hearts. And I want each and every single one of you to know that I love you, Gio.
Yes, yes.
He got me again. He got me again. I honestly thought, this is so wholesome.
I
What a great
hoped
moment.
as soon as he said it. I hoped. Oh,
All right.
that was fantastic.
Well, Xavier, we're going to assign that mask, but before that, let's quickly recap all the clues that we gave the community. Shout out to anybody who did guess correctly. I think we saw a couple people on some of the posts guessing who it might be. I don't know. Were you paying attention to that?
Yeah, I saw a few.
Okay, there we go.
I saw one, and they're like, "Oh, it's Woods." I was like, "How do you know?"
I guess it's just that
the
iconic.
second clue.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The trombone one,
That's what
though,
we'll say.
the trombone
Yeah.
one I felt like was where to kind of start giving things away because you're so well known for playing the trombone out
All the
there around
people
the ring.
online, I mean, the cumulative knowledge online is insane. But let's go through the clues real quick here. Run through them. Clue number 1, Axle has conquered many titles, and now they're out to level the dueling field. Yes, hint for your WWE career, taking titles there. Clue number 2, we haven't seen all these on stream yet. If there's one thing Axle's always been known to do, it's make a grand entrance. I think you made a grand entrance to this event too. I think that played into it a little bit. That's good.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
All right, clue number 3 here as we'll get through these. Before they started shredding a bass guitar, Axle first started to hand a trombone. That was the one. I didn't actually know this, but you play trombone as well, right?
Yes. So I played trombone like as a kid, like throughout my whole childhood. And then a very long story. I started playing trombone on TV at our wrestling shows. Very, very strange rat maze to get to that point and have those two things come together. But yes, I love the trombone.
That's fantastic. Maybe we'll get some stank-faced bass guitar next on the show. Clue number 4, though. Let's pull that one up here. Axle isn't Axle's first stage name, of course. The one we've been addressing you as is, is that your first stage name, or am I missing more lore there?
No, so first stage name was Austin Creed.
There we go.
And then we found Consequences Creed. And then we found Xavier Woods. And now that's my current wrestling name, but my persona, my name outside of that in the regular world, Austin Creed.
Austin Creed. All right.
So it's a whole thing.
That's incredible. Yeah, the storylines that happen at WWE are nothing short of impressive. Clue number 5, let's take a look at that one here. You might say Axel's childhood was just peachy. What was this in reference to?
Georgia.
Georgia.
I live in Georgia.
There we go. Georgia Peaches. Of course. Yeah, that's on me. Clue number 6. Axel has often been part of a trio, but they also gained acclaim for their solo endeavors. You said you're 1/3. There we go.
Yeah, this one's pretty giving away who could potentially be.
Group The New Day.
The New Day.
That was a good one.
Clue number 7. Now let's take a look at that one. Axel is trained in psychology. They'll see your strategy a mile away.
That's
do you
something I
have
didn't know.
a degree or something that we're unaware of?
I do. I have an undergraduate degree in psychology and philosophy and a master's in psychology.
Oh,
so
nice.
No matter what, I'm always reading you, even if I'm trying not to. I cannot help it.
Billy's got a lot of
you figured
questions
out,
for you
Steven.
after the show then. All right, clue number 8. Let's
need
take
help.
a look at that. Axel's battled Titans, but the true quest is always to level up.
So the level up.
So I
The
always want to
level
get
up,
better.
yeah. Also, I think maybe
Always
in
want to
reference...
get better, and video game reference.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to the YouTube channel again. Clue number 9, let's take a look at that one. Many of Axel's early performances were pay-per-view. We did take a look at this one as well. Obviously, WWE pay-per-view there. I think this one's got to be one of the most obvious ones, right? Like one of the most direct. If you didn't have it by this point, you probably just aren't a wrestling fan. Clue number 10, though, let's take a look at that. It's like Axel's always saying, when you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. And yell at Big Down if you haven't guessed their identity yet. How'd you come up with the name Up, Up, Down, Down?
So me and the guy who was we were putting it together, we came up with some names, and there was a list, and he's like, "Which ones do you like?" And I liked Joy Shtick. I was like, get it? There's a play on words. He was like, "I think Up, Up, Down, Down is better," and I was like, I don't think so. And then he's like, "It is," and we went with that. And I was like, you know what? That was a great choice. It was like as soon as like it was the next day, and I saw it like on a picture, I was like, yeah, I'll do the ideas. You do the name stuff.
Okay, it's good to have that duo combo right there. Let's take a look at the last clue, though.
Yeah.
Clue number 11, a Raw Rumbler. Axel knows how to lay the smackdown, and anyone who dares enter the squared circle. And what was your analogy? You can put a circle in a square peg, something like that?
Yeah, you can put a circle peg in a square hole,
There we go.
and it'll fit. It'll fit.
Nuggets of wisdom for everybody at home.
WWE ring.
Yeah, square circle.
also on
That is
Raw,
what it's
of
called.
course.
Yep. I also believe that you, we might not have been able to catch that one from me, Billy.
Oh,
we didn't get that Billyism.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that Billyism, but yeah, it's just saying the squared circle. Obviously, WWE
Yes.
and Raw. You know, he is on Raw, Monday Night Raw. That is.
All right, but those were all the
Wrestling ring.
clues.
Just watch
given
them
out.
recently. Yeah, just watch them recently.
All right. there
Watching
we go.
every Monday. Make sure to
There we
tune
go.
in.
You can catch Xavier on there. All right, that was all the clues that we had, which Xavier means that there's one thing left to do. You have the mask. You've deemed it a family heirloom.
Yes.
We'll have to check the validity of that statement maybe before sending it off. But either way, you were bested, which means that your opponent will be earning that mask. And not only that, but a signed copy. Are you prepared, Xavier? Do you have a pen on hand?
I do. We're prepared. We thought this might happen. This thing.
How's it look?
It's
I mean, I feel like
gorgeous.
you've been around a lot of masks throughout the years. How's it
I
compare?
have been. I really enjoy this. attachment on the back to make sure it stays on. The lights, LEDs on the inside. This is a great mask. When I walked in, I was amazed at the replica that they were able to create from my personal heirloom.
There we go.
All right, we need it here. Can we see that?
You got that top-down camera angle?
Yeah, we should be able to get that for you.
There we go.
Hey, look at this. I don't know if you can tell the eyes are pulsing.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Looks sweet.
Okay, I'm gonna actually turn it some so we can see that better. Right here's good. Okay.
Wherever you feel, it's your mask.
So cool.
New Day Rocks.
Beautiful.
I'll make this more of a D. Great.
Nice. It makes it more authentic when there's those little extra touches added. We saw it live. People can show it off and say, yep, this is absolutely the real thing. Congratulations, Kaito, for earning that signed mask. That's sick.
Yeah, it's amazing. I wish I could have dueled and got my hands on it. I would have easily, taken Kaito out, but
oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You can challenge him after this,
Oh, yeah, you never know.
Put a little message for him.
Okay.
When Kaito gets the mask, I got a little message for him.
Can we get the top down to that one? I want to see the message.
Top down.
We'll take a look at it here in a second.
So
I'll get you next time.
Smiley face. Great job. I'll get you next time. Yes.
Love it.
There's a shaking fist coming with that. All right.
All right.
There you go.
Maybe you dueled Kaito in Kaito's arena. Maybe Kaito can duel you in your arena next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go 2 out of 3. Get this.
Yeah, I don't know if Kaito wants to jump into that squared circle with you.
Really? How come?
No, I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah.
I feel like nothing bad could come of that. Yeah, that seems pretty normal.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, everything's fine.
Everything will be safe. Yeah.
All right, well, Xavier, thank you so much for coming on for the show. It was incredible having you. I mean, what a duel. Again, round of applause.
Round of applause for sure. And
thank you.
I do have a question as we're ending this. There is something I want to know personally. We went through the clues. We talked about you being a rock star, and I was like, okay, rock star. Is this because New Day rocks? New Day rocks. New
There we go.
Day rocks. Sorry, I had to do it. I wasn't gonna miss this opportunity to hit you with the New Day rocks. This is my one chance, so. There we go.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we'll see if we can get the band together.
I was hoping Kangas was going to join me, but it's all right.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. Okay, New Day rocks. I can't. Egg on my face. What's new, right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Xavier, and for bringing us all together as a community and for putting in the time to prepare for this. But I know that we had a Shadow Duel Season 1, and that turned out to be Zayn Malik. Multi-platinum artist. Now we have Season 2, Xavier Woods. Xavier, is there anything else coming up in the Masked Duelist front?
I mean, I feel like Zane's obviously the head of all of this, and I don't think it would be out of my coverage, I guess, to say that I could be referred to as the right hand.
Ooh.
Okay, that's ominous. It implies potential future limbs, I suppose. All right. Well, with that little nugget there as well, Xavier, once again, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's great having you. Thank you, everybody around the world, for tuning in and watching Shadow Duelist Season 2. You'll have to keep your eyes on our socials to see what comes next. But for now, duel on, and we'll see you next time.